As you know if you follow the channel, YouTubers love to get into some good old drama, especially when they can call out their fellow YouTubers, and sometimes the drama doesn't actually go anywhere and kind of fizzles out, but other times it goes completely viral, with some of the diss tracks I'm gonna mention below getting close to 300 million views, if you can even believe that. Hey, what's up IOers, it's Mackenzie here, and today on the channel I'm coming at you with another juicy list, this time listing the top 10 YouTubers that roasted other YouTubers. And if you love videos spilling some tea, this is truly the one for you because a lot of these diss tracks reveal deep dark secrets of your favorite YouTubers. But before I get into it, make sure to like and subscribe down below, as well as follow us on our socials to see more news and tea just like this. Okay, now without further ado, let's get into that list. Starting off at number 10, we have Jake Paul to Alyssa Violet. I'm sure even if you've tried your hardest to avoid it, you've listened to at least some of Jake Paul's It's Everyday Bro diss track, with the target of the track mostly being Alyssa Violet, with Jake making the track after their messy breakup that was broadcast all over the internet, with Jake taking a lot of digs at Alyssa with these lyrics, quote, "And you know I kick them out if they ain't with the crew, yeah I'm talking about you, you're begging for attention. Talking shit on Twitter too, but you still hit my phone last night. It was 4:52 and I got the text to prove. All the recordings too, don't make me tell them the truth." Basically hinting that there's more than Alyssa is letting on and that he has proof of his own against her. Also claiming that she messaged him in the middle of the night, which had me shook to my core, I can't lie. Then Tessa Brooks also got in on the digs, saying quote, "Panera is your home? So stop calling my phone," referring to how Alyssa was working at Panera before Jake discovered her. Then she added, "Yeah I smell good, is that your boy's cologne?" Kinda confirming the fact that she hooked up with Jake at one point. In at number 9, John Cozart to the Streamies attendees. I had to include this because this is genuinely one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time. Basically back in 2017 when YouTuber John Cozart hosted the Streamies, part of his opening was singing a diss track while playing a ukulele, and it is seriously some of the best subtle roasting I've ever witnessed. In the song he comes after the fact that all YouTubers are New York Times bestsellers, then pits Liza Koshy and Lily Singh against each other, saying that they can be compared like Snapchat is to Instagram stories, with one doing it first, but now everybody preferring the newbie. And then finishes it off by calling out Shane Dawson for his even referencing his now infamous character Shanae. And if you have not seen it already, it's truly worth a watch and is so funny. Up at number 8, Lily Singh to the men of YouTube. Lily Singh decided to do a parody of Nicki Minaj's Barbie Dreams song, calling it YouTube Dreams. And this song is full of subtle jabs that are just way too good, as well as giving a lot of love to her favorite creators. Some of my favorite were when she called out Logan Paul, saying quote, "without doing stupid stuff like a dumb maverick." Then saying about Alex Wasabi, quote, "been waiting for Alex Wasabi's voice to hit puberty." Then right after David Dobrik and Liza Koshy's breakup, she said quote, "David Dobrik always out here doing too much. I won't be the first brown girl to leave him in the dust." And lastly, she threw some major shade to O2L when she said quote, "Ricky D got a pig so he ain't take any L's, but I thought he was done with pigs when he left O2L." And I had no idea there was bad blood between Ricky and the other O2L members, but since it doesn't seem like the former members have really seen each other much, it could make some sense that there was some drama when they all split up. In at number 7, Rice Scum and Alyssa Violet to Jake Paul. After Jake Paul and Alyssa Violet went through their nasty breakup that was the center of the internet for weeks, Alyssa decided to take some of the narrative into her own hands, collaborating with Rice Scum on a diss track against Jake, where she revealed some very juicy details, revealing that Jake used to bully kids back in high school, then saying that the bullying didn't stop and he bullies everyone from his co-workers to his own brother, then hinting that Jake Paul actually cheated on Alyssa with another Team 10 member, Tessa Brooks, then confirming that she did hook up with Logan, saying when referring to Logan quote, "and he's a better kisser now." And when I tell you this broke the internet, it was insanity. And the video currently has 186 million views, so it's obvious it got a lot of attention. In at number 6, Logan Paul to Jake Paul. This one is also something that came out of the major chaos that was Alyssa Violet and Jake Paul's breakup. And after Jake made his diss track, Logan immediately came out with his, roasting his brother to no end, and even including Alyssa in like half the song, saying that Logan is the one that made Jake famous, and Jake was his shadow on Vine, then saying that even though he's successful, he's a straight up then calling out the fact that Team 10 doesn't actually make any money, and asking if it's called Team 10 because he takes 10% of his friends' money. Then joking that Alyssa Violet is with him now, and even ending the video with one of those things where they kiss, but then the camera kinda like pulls away so you don't know if they actually kissed or not, and ending it off with a true low blow, calling himself the favorite son over Jake. Halfway through at number 5, Josh Richards to Lil Huddy. So it's not only YouTubers that are getting into the roasting game, but also TikTokers turned YouTubers like Josh Richards and Bryce Hall. So Josh and Bryce uploaded their diss track after there was a big rumor going around that Chase Hudson, aka Lil Huddy, cheated on his girlfriend Charlie D'Amelio. And the cheating was him kissing Nessa Barrett, as well as sending her inappropriate photos of himself while she was still with Josh. This then caused Josh to make the diss track Still Softish, where him and Bryce Hall call out Chase for only being relevant because of Charlie and even called him out for saying the N-word in the past. And at number 4, Rice Gum to Gabby Hanna. So if you don't remember, Gabby Hanna and Rice Gum actually had a pretty big feud back in the day. It started with Rice talking trash about Gabby online. Then when she called him out for it at a party in person, publicly documenting it by filming on her phone, Rice got mad and ended up breaking her phone. Then after this, she decided to make a video calling him out and telling her fans her side of the story. But then Rice made his own video denying it, then decided to capitalize on the situation. This is when he dropped his diss track called I Didn't Hit Her. In the track, he calls her out for lying, saying, quote, "Big Nose tried to lie on me like Pinocchio," then adding that Tana Mojo tells fake stories and that she is too. Then saying that he didn't break her phone, he just threw it to the ground and it ended up breaking. But since that's basically the same thing, at least he somewhat admitted to essentially breaking the phone. Then ending it off with a low and unnecessary blow, saying, quote, "Claiming that I gave you bruises that was already there. That's the best part. Showing all those scratches on you, but I really think those are stretch marks." In at number 3, KSI to Logan Paul. Before these two were gonna make YouTube history and get in the ring for a boxing match, both men made diss tracks. KSI's is probably the most highly produced on this list, and the jabs he makes at Logan are pretty subtle on the track called On Point, as he doesn't actually say anything specifically about Logan in the song, but in the music video it's very clear that he's making digs at him and his family, with the video starting with a bunch of lookalikes dressing up like how Logan and his friends were in his infamous Japanese Force video. Then with Logan sacrificing one of his friends when he sees KSI coming from the sky. Then he makes other digs at his family too, bringing in lookalikes of the Paul brothers' parents, with Logan's dad at one point going to handle the situation on Logan's behalf, then getting distracted when he sees a teenage girl, which is another nod to a video Greg Paul did with Jake, where he kissed a girl that was allegedly under 18 at the time. In at number 2, Nate Hill to Addison Rae. This one's actually pretty recent and involves beloved TikTok star Addison Rae. FaZe Clan member Nate Hill decided to come out with a very short diss track against Addison Rae on TikTok, even though I don't think there were any sort of beef, with the lyrics going, quote, "There are better girls than Addison Rae. I see hotter girls every day at my local Wendy's drive-thru." I just honestly have to ask, like, what Wendy's are you going to? Because I honestly think Addison is like just everything of the sort, like one of the prettiest girls online right now, but that is just my opinion. And also, like, who asked you? Mr. Nate Hill, like what? And even though Addison could have just ignored this because I'm sure most of her fans didn't actually even see it, she decided to call this guy out on Twitter. In a thread of tweets saying that she can't change all the compliments she receives online for her looks, and just because he disagrees doesn't give him the right to speak badly about her or anyone else. Adding that she struggles with a lot of insecurities and this is really harmful, and she only chose to spoke out about it because she doesn't think this is a good way for him to use his platform. And finally, number 1, PewDiePie to T-Series. Late 2018, PewDiePie was in a battle with Indian YouTube channel T-Series, as they looked like they were going to overtake PewDiePie in being the most subscribed to channel on the platform. And when the battle was heating up, both parties started to play a little dirty. This then prompted PewDiePie to make his diss track, Lasagna, where he makes some digs, but to be honest, it's probably the most tame diss track on the list. In the track, he tells them that they're trying to take his number 1 spot, but since they're in India, they've already lost. Then saying that this diss track is gonna make them wet themselves in their pajamas. And lastly, he calls out the channel for faking their fast subscriber growth, saying that even though they have a population of 1.32 billion, none of their videos can even break 1 million. Then yelling out subbot. And unfortunately, they did end up passing him in subs, with T-Series currently having 146 million subs, and PewDiePie having 105 million subscribers. But PewDiePie is still the largest channel run by a single person and not a corporation. Okay everyone, that's all for this list. Please let me know what you're thinking about all this below, and let me know any that I missed that could be in a part 2. But before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my influencers throw huge party at the Hype House video. So Elsa said, "LOL, Tan has lung issues, proceeds to smoke and records it." Like at this point, I just don't even want to hear her saying anything about her health struggles anymore, because it just seems like she does not even care, so she just needs to be quiet on the friggin' tuberculosis or whatever she thinks she has. Then Sophia says, "Influencers throw this party, COVID-19. Am I a joke to you?" Yeah, the answer is definitely yes to that. Then Katie said, when dumb influencers fuel the pandemic of 2020, disappointed the most that Charlie, Dixie, and James were there. Honestly, same. Like, those three were people that I really thought would just like remain unproblematic, and it really shocked me that they would, in a way, like take that risk when everyone's getting hate online for going out. Just why bother? It was kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, it seems like James might be addressing it actually in a future video, so we will see. Okay everyone, that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way here, I really appreciate it. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram to be kept up to date with all the news and tea you'll ever need to know. And I will see you all in the next one.